Olivia was live yesterday. Um, she was wearing jeans, some tight looking jeans, an oversized t shirt, and a hat, and looking a hot mess. And she said the day before yesterday, on Wednesday, she said that on Wednesday she had an abortion. Now, she was talking about how she was going to be taking the pill for the abortion. I don't know what it's like to surgically have an abortion now. I had a miscarriage with my very first pregnancy, I had a miscarriage. Um, and I had a D&C done. I don't know if that's what it is for an abortion. Like having a D&C, I'm not sure, but I had to, for my D&C, I had to be at the hospital at like 5 in the morning and go into surgery, like an actual surgery room. I had to be put under, and yeah, one of the most traumatic things that's ever happened to me. So grateful to have my 3 kids I have now, but so traumatic that I did have the miscarriage. It it's something that I grieve every single day of my life. I don't even like I can't sit through like any doctor type shows like Grey's Anatomy and stuff when they bring up miscarriages because you know I lost my baby and it sucks. My baby lost its heartbeat at 8 weeks. It's like I replay that doctor's visit in my head every day, and it's not fair. But I was told by the doctor that first pregnancies ever can more than likely end up as a miscarriage, and it's nothing I did. It's um, just something that happens. And anyway, when I had the DNC, I was devastated for a week. I did nothing but cry, scream and cry every day, all day long. And I didn't want to be bothered with. I just wanted to be left alone in the bed to cry. And I was on pain medicine for the cramping. And I was bleeding like so heavy, and my hormones were out of place, and I was just not in a good place. And, uh, it's hard to talk about, and even though it was like years ago, it's something that just doesn't get easier. Um, I'm sorry for crying, but you know, just um, and I was told, not to be crazy on exercising and to take it easy for the next few days. And I did. But going back to Olivia, she claims she had the abortion, and the very next day, she's on live stream wearing some super tight jeans and just being a hot mess, acting like nothing's wrong in her life, and she's in a happy place, and she's rocking back and forth and looking side to side in all directions and looking like somebody's out to get her. And at one point you can see her jump in the live stream, and then she mutes her live stream and then looks over again on one side and then cuts her camera off. Not the live stream, but like makes her camera black. And A lot of us are thinking that the roommate walked in and she didn't want people to know that she was at the roommate's. Um, and I want to go ahead and say, I told you so. I told you so. Told you she was scamming you all. I told you she wasn't pregnant. But nah, mm-mm. People tell me, how dare you talk to her like that? How dare you speak on her like that? Someone who's homeless with two kids, one on the way. How dare you? You're just evil. You're going to hell. No, I don't think so. I really don't think so. And I do gotta apologize. The smoke alarm. It's beeping and I can't get it to stop. I've changed the battery. I've done everything I know to do, and it just will not stop beeping. So we've been living with this beeping for a few months now, and it's like driving me nuts. And the kids' dad won't do anything about it. He's just like la di da, whatever. And I'm just like, I've done everything I know to do. So you will hear the beeping. Anyway, if that annoys you, I apologize. Severely apologize. But Olivia, when you have an abortion, you don't act this way. You know, you don't. Like I said, you're distraught. You're in tears. You're upset. You're sore. You're weak. It's it's not a good time. You know. Um, and she spent that live stream talking trash about Gerard again. It's been forever. It's been so long that I can't even recall the last time that Gerard even spoke on Olivia. And she talks about him every single day of her life. Every single day, which is crazy. And she's saying that Nisha and Gerard are stalkers and things like that. And he still wants her and stuff. If he still wanted you, then why is he not, showing it? Because he's not. I know you want to say, oh, you have the proof, this, that, and the third, but no, you don't. Every single thing you claim is proof or tea is not. It's doctored stuff. It's doctored. It's not. No. Like, if she shows you any text messages that are supposedly between her and him, it's her and her. It's between her and her. She gets these, like, text apps, I almost said you now. Oh my God, anybody remember you now? Ooh, what a throwback. Anyway, what are those, oh, what is that? Text free or something like that. Y'all know what I'm talking about, that texting app where you can get a fake number or you can get a number and call text people from it. Um, text now, text you. Oh, what is it called? I don't know. It's text something, but y'all know what I'm talking about. She uses that to um to make fake texts to herself to pretend to be Gerard. Because I don't think Gerard would be out here calling his stuff down there chocolate banana. I don't think so. That's stupid. That's so stupid. And Olivia still has people believing that he's the worst person on the planet and he needs to be locked up and she needs her kids back, which is absolutely garbage. Garbage work. Olivia does not need her children back. I mean, Gerard and Nisha, the stepmom. They are that Olivia loves to call the maid. She loves to call Nisha, the stepmom, the maid, saying, go ahead, take care of my kids. Go ahead. And like laughs like it's funny. Like, haha, you're taking care of my kids. Like, that's not a flex. Like, that's just showing that you're a piss poor parent. And you are. Now, um, Gerard is out here and Nisha, they're out here feeding your kids breakfast, lunch, and dinner at a timely manner. They are giving your children your snacks throughout the day. They're at their sporting events. They're at their cheer practices. They're at graduations. They're at the birthday parties that they've planned. They like fun birthday parties. They make sure that their teeth are brushed. They make sure they go to the doctor, the dentist, the eye doctor, and they make sure that they have school clothes and school supplies, and they make sure that their hair's done and they look good and fresh and clean. and not raggedy, and they're not sitting in the same clothes, for days on end, and they're not getting yelled at and screamed at, and being around someone who stays on the internet 24/7, you know? They're not at a home where they're getting yelled at 24/7 and screamed at. Gerard and Nisha don't do that. They act like parents are supposed to act. And then Olivia wants to say, "Oh, Gerard and Nisha just plotted against me to get my children taken away." No, the judge said, "Hey, you're an unfit mother." That's what it was. The judge said you were an unfit mother, so no more of that. You're not allowed to have your children back. It's not Gerard and Nisha's fault. It's your fault for the way you acted and the way you continue to act and the way you behave. You have no job. You have no reliable vehicle because your vehicle is about to fall apart. I mean, come on. For real. No. And so she wanted y'all, anyway, Olivia wanted y'all to believe that she was pregnant. It was a fake pregnancy test you can buy on Amazon or eBay or wherever. Um, Hell, you can probably buy it on Temu. She, when you pee on that test, it automatically comes back positive. Okay? Now, if you have an abortion, you don't do those kinds of things that she does. After an abortion, you don't do that. Um, it says online that when you have an abortion, that you're not supposed to do any exercising for the first few days. And what was she doing today? She was live streaming herself exercising on a treadmill and wearing a nice fancy looking sweat jacket that she'd never had before, but she damn sure has it now. Wonder how she got that sweat jacket. Wonder how she got that treadmill. With y'all's money, because she scammed you out of it. And it won't be much longer before she starts another scam to make people feel sorry for her. This isn't the first time she's done it. She's done it in the past, and she's going to keep on doing this. And y'all are going to continue to support this and continue to follow it. And yeah, it's crazy work. Crazy work, my guy. Crazy work. Um, but I'm telling you, yesterday on her live stream, she looked like she was on some rugs. And when I say I can say drugs, I guess. I don't know. I was gonna say now when I say drugs, but then I was like, I can probably say that word instead of rugs. Um, but she looked like she was on something, and people in the chat were saying, um, in like reactors chats were saying she looked like she was on some Coca-Cola, and she was on some methalina. Now, do I know that for a fact? Absolutely not. I have no clue. But it definitely looked like she was on something. And she was definitely in a calm demeanor yesterday because why? It was the 21st. And guess what happened? She got that YouTube money. Remember that one guy that sent her like $600, $700 through Super Chat, and she said, "Oh, thank you, baby," or she says, "Thank you, baby." She was like, "I don't get Super Chats though, so you send it to my Cash App. Send it to my Cash App, my PayPal." Knowing damn well that she's monetized on YouTube and she gets the money. She got that money. But she just wasn't getting it until the 21st, and she wanted it before the 21st. You know what I'm saying? Um, so when she says she's not monetized on YouTube, she's lying to you. Lying. Um, so, where did she get that nice little sweat jacket? Where did she get that treadmill? She might have had the treadmill before, but I'm not sure. And if she's homeless, then how is she getting that treadmill? You know? How is she getting that treadmill? When you're homeless, you don't have a treadmill. You don't. And people say homeless doesn't have a look. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It sure as hell does. If I were homeless or I became homeless and I had really nice, expensive things, you damn straight I'm gonna go sell that so I can have money. You know? I'm gonna do without so my kids don't have to go without. You know what I'm saying? But not her. Oh no. Oh no. And can you believe it? She told AJ when they were in the mall, last time they were in the mall, she she was yelling at him when he was in the little play area in the mall and he didn't have his shoes on running around like a maniac. And she called him trailer trash. Said AJ looked like trailer trash. And then someone pointed out that she called him a Spanish word after that. And because he picked something off the ground and ate it. And then she called him something in Spanish. And the person had said that what she called him um, in Spanish, in English, means slob and pig. So she not only called him trailer trash, but she called him a slob and a pig. But people want to support that. They don't see anything wrong with that. Maybe CPS didn't get the kids because they knew that she wasn't homeless. They knew that. Maybe. I mean, they were like, maybe they were like, she's really not homeless. So whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, isn't that crazy? Um, and those kids, not any of them consented to be on the internet for the whole world to see. You know, they can't consent to that. They're kids. Um, oh, it's so sickening. Absolutely sickening, yo. And then, there were a few people calling her out, like, um, I thought you was homeless. You was homeless and pregnant and broke 2 days ago, and now look at you. Where are you getting all that stuff at? And then she immediately blocks you. Because she don't want other people catching on. If she deletes it fast enough, maybe, nobody saw it. You know? I mean, she is nuts. She's doing the same stuff that she was doing in Texas, and she's doing it in Florida. So you move from Texas to Florida to continue the mess you're doing. Like, what? Talking about you moved to Florida to start over and start fresh. No, you didn't, because you're doing the same thing you were doing in Texas. You don't plan on getting a job for your children. You're not going to school anymore. You done said that, which I don't think you were going to school anyway. Um, and if you were going to school, you definitely cheated on your exam that you had to take. You used Google to help you find the answers. So you definitely cheated. That's how you passed. Um, I mean, it's just lie after lie after lie. I had said she she's like the main character of a dollar store reality show, like a Dollar Tree reality show titled Bad Decisions, because her whole life is a bad decision, you know? And there's people out there supporting her and not seeing the wrong. I don't understand that. And like I said, anytime someone calls her out for the things that, like, about being homeless and pregnant and stuff, she will block you immediately. Faster than fast. Because she don't want people to know. She don't want people to know. She don't want people to catch on. But you know what? Them same white walls that you're standing in front of were the same white walls that when people asked you when you were homeless where you were staying at, because you had those white walls behind you and you said, "Oh, it's an office space." But you ain't in that office space now. What, they just gonna let you stay in there forever? No. You were lying when you said office space. You at your roommates and you didn't want people to know so you could continue to take money from people. I'm telling you all, if I were you, I would unsubscribe, I would unfollow all of the things on every social media platform. Yes, indeedy. There are people out there that she puts her channel on or her live streams on subscriber only mode so that you have to subscribe to be to chat in her chat room. And people come in there and make these fake accounts and say their stuff, they're calling her out and stuff, and immediately get blocked. And they go and create another account and subscribe and things like that. And it's a repeated process. And when they get blocked, they don't delete or they don't unsubscribe from her. They still keep it up. So that's how she's getting her subscribers. It's not because, oh, people feel sorry for her and people are on her side. No, it's because of exactly what I said. People forgetting to unsubscribe. Isn't that crazy though? Like, I just sit and think, like, wow, Olivia is crazy. Like, I'm sitting here with my kids and we're outside playing, or, we're eating together as a family, or we've gone somewhere and done something fun. And Olivia's just sitting there on live stream just talking mess about her ex and his new wife, and just being so messy and clowny. Like, can you believe that? And what's up with Olivia? Like, to yesterday, the stream is what it is. Yesterday, when she was in her jeans and stuff like that, and you ain't wearing jeans after you have an abortion. You're not wearing jeans. You're not. You're just simply not. Um, but she was just scratching herself nonstop and looking all fidgety in both directions and just jumpy and constantly like touching herself and fiddling with her shirt and stuff, and it's like ugh, and showing her stomach off too, like, oh, look at me, my tummy's getting flatter. And it's like, if you just had an abortion you wouldn't be doing that. you know how are these people still supporting her? I don't understand that, and I don't think I ever will. I know she needs a severe mental evaluation. I stand firm on that, as well as many other people. But I just don't get it. She is so unwell, and those kids are put in the middle of it, and it's not fair. It's not fair at all. Like, I don't know, but it makes me think she is on drugs with the way she's, fidgety, constantly scratching herself and things like that. And it's like, you either have fleas, scabies, or crabs. I don't know. You have something nasty, or you're just on drugs. I know some drugs can make it feel like, there's bugs crawling all over you and stuff, and it's like maybe that's it. I was gonna take the kids to the fair today with grandma, and it started to rain on the way to the fair, so we skipped the fair and we decided to go to the trampoline park. And on the way back from the trampoline park, we saw a bunch of fire trucks and police at this one place of business, and I was like, whoa, that's so sad. What's going on? I thought that was a wreck or something, and I look over, and there's a woman an older lady who had gotten up off the bench that was there, and she was out of her mind. She was tweaking hard, hard, hard. And I thought, oh my God, that's so sad. And I had to tell my son that. Like, he asked what was wrong with her. And, I kind of had to explain to him that she wasn't, mentally there. And I said, she has taken something that she shouldn't have had taken. And he was like, what is it? And I was like, I don't know. And I was like, that's honestly none of our business. Um, I said, just be careful, when you're out and about and you see somebody like that. I said, call the police. But, it's kind of the whatever that lady had taken was kind of the way Olivia was acting. I mean, this lady was a little more out there, She was, twitching all over and, crazily moving her arms. The kids' grandma said, that looks like fentanyl. And I was like, well, I don't know. I've never seen anybody on it. And she was like, I have through like videos on YouTube and stuff like that. And I was like, well, yeah, I guess I have then. I didn't think of that, but I was like, I don't remember what that looks like, but maybe. But, I hope that woman can come out of her drug issues and, do better for herself. And I pray that she's all right. But I just, she look like she's on the drugs, you know? It, You don't act that way when you have a baby or when you have an abortion. You just don't. Y'all got scammed. You got played. And you're going to continue to see her getting new stuff that she's never had before and buying this, that, and the third and continuing to talk about Gerard, even though he doesn't talk about her. I saw she posted a YouTube post of Gerard supposedly calling her, and I'm just like, come on, leave it alone. Leave it alone. Like, you're crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Um, I don't know. She's nuts. She's nuts, you guys. Absolutely nuts. Um, and I'm really tired, so I feel like I'm going a little nuts. Um, but she scammed y'all. Y'all got played. And y'all got played hard. And I told you so. And she's going to continue to be messy. And I'm telling you, unsubscribe from her, unfollow her, all of the things. Don't mention her, don't talk about her. And then maybe she'll just die off social media. She'll realize that no one cares anymore. Because she's trying to get famous off of all of this. She's trying to go viral on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and wherever else because she doesn't want to work. She doesn't want to work a 9 to 5, you know? But it is what it is. But I'm going to go to bed. I'm so tired. Actually, I might go do my dishes really fast and then go to bed. But I am exhausted. Exhausted. Um, Honestly, I think I just might go to bed instead because I'm just so tired. I can't even keep my eyes open. Um, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Love y'all. Mean it. And yeah. Bye.